cloud nine of the other night, and how do you get the players to refocus?
No problem whatsoever. We've gone through the quarterfinals, which is what we sometimes expected, Man United. That's just... but it was a way that it happened. Of course, the celebrations at the end, it just happens when you win a game at the end like we did. Then again, no problem. We got Arsenal, a fantastic game to get yourselves ready for again.
Will you have any players back for that match? And what's the situation with Eric Bailly?
Eric's fine. Anthony will be available, and hopefully we'll have Nemanja and or Ander ready as well. So we're looking better for it. They just need to have another couple of days training with the team. They've done well in the recovery work.
Does it bother you that people constantly talking about when you're going to be announced as manager, and they leap on the podcast that you gave in Norway about your contract at Mulder? It's like any little sign for an announcement or confirmation.
No, that's just the media, and it's. I'm not here to get excited. I'm here to do my job, and of course, that contract issue there is. You cannot have two contracts when you're a manager, so that contract was terminated. So I'm contracted to Man United until end of June.
How far are you helping to plan though, beyond the end of June, in terms of pre-season and all this kind of stuff?
Well, as far as you need to look, of course, pre-season we've looked into, but also you look at players, and hopefully the ones the club will sign will stay for many, many years. So it depends on how you look at that.
Two more of your players this week have said that they expect you to get the job. Does their opinion almost matter most in the conversation and in your own thought process?
No, of course, I love managing these boys. I love playing, not playing. I love working here, and as I said so many times, I'm just doing the best I can every single day, and. If and when, if it comes to a decision to be made, we've got to think about that.
What sort of decisions do you have to make this weekend? Remember in the Arsenal game in the FA Cup, of course, Anthony Martial, Jesse Lingard both scored. You mentioned they might be coming back.
Yeah.
You've got Marcus Rashford and Romelu Lukaku who have played in some fantastic form recently.
Same decisions that you always have when you go into a game. One, you've got to consider their approach. What systems do you think they will play, which is impossible to predict because they change a lot. But then you need to look at who's fit and how we want to approach the game as well. It might different kind of systems, or is it a counter-attacking game? Is it a different type of game you want? It's all sorts. But now, of course, the fitness issue plays in more than ever because we've got players coming in. We've got players who put the proper shift in. One of the hardest nights we've had, as in output physically. Probably this one and the Arsenal Cup game are the two hardest games we've had, and it was great to have fresh legs. Scott, Fred, they do cover the ground so much, which must be something that we have to consider this time.
On match on Wednesday, you were struck by positives in the circumstances, even though you had 10 players out, 9 injured and 4 suspended. How important has that positive mindset been in those circumstances, but also on this incredible run you've been on? Because other managers would have maybe not had that positive outlook and complained about all that.
I don't know how. I don't know any other way to approach things, because every single time I've been injured, when I played, you have to look at what opportunities does this give you, and when players are injured, that gives me a great opportunity to play the likes of Scott, Fred, Andreas, because it was hard to leave Ander, Paul, Nemanja out, because those three in midfield, they played fantastic. Then now that gave me the perfect chance to see them. So that's just me. I've always been that way, that I can't control how many players are out, and you can't do anything about it. So
half full rather than half empty. That's been around. As a
Yeah,
player.
that's always been me. That's in my upbringing, where I come from. When I remember I smashed my cheekbone, played the reserve team game, and I've got the diary back home, and it just the next morning, no, not 2 days after, because I did the operation the next morning. But what opportunities does this give me? What do I? Because I couldn't do any physical contact, so I could train loads of physical work, as in running, fitness work, finishing work, just all those little things. That's always been with me.
Is it impossible to manage this club unless you've got an affinity with it? You said yourself that you just feel this is just right for you. There's perhaps been 3 managers here before who didn't get it. You know, Wednesday night was pure United, really.
Well,
do you have to have that to be a success here?
Sir Alex came in from without having any ties to the club, and then he put his life into it. And of course, you've got to just put your life into it. And but it helps, of course, that I know the club.
It's 3 years, pretty much now, since Rashford scored twice against Arsenal on his debut, and it's obviously another huge night for him on Wednesday. Do you see a player who could stay here for 10, 12 years and potentially threaten sort of Rooney's goal scoring record? Is he the sort of player who can do that? Because you do as a club have a reputation for having players who stay a long time and often become one club men. That'd
be fantastic, and we know all the call it the legends that we've had at this club that have stayed so long, and they've been one club players, and we hope Rashi is going to be one of them. It's both up to him and us, of course. If he keeps producing, he'll stay in the team, and that's up to him to stay in the team.
What you've seen from him over 3 months, are you seeing quite rapid maturity from him? Are you seeing a far better player now already from the one that you inherited?
Well, yeah, you don't really see too much of change in a player in 3 months, but he's gradually, he's 21. You're excused if sometimes you really hit the highs and sometimes you're a little bit off the pace. And to be fair to Rashi, you don't expect the consistency yet in all the play, but he's always got the quality. His finishing, his striking of the ball, his attitude, that's always going to be with him. I keep battering him with it, that he also should score as many goals as Rom after the training session's finished. You should always, get them, call it simple tap-ins, finishes from, like Rom scored the last few games. Rashi's goals sometimes are worldies, and he does have a sensational strike of the ball. But you see the, improvement or maturity in, and the change in Cristiano's goals from when he was young to now. He scores more from inside the box, and that's what Rashi has to improve as well. His his tap-ins, his movement in the box, stay in the box, maybe get knocked away from the centre-backs a few more times, because you just have to get those 5-10 extra goals from staying in the box. And he's been told that. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
I know you've answered obviously that you're not getting
the 6 goals in the past 3 games, Ollie. What's changed in his game over these past 3 games to bring that about?
I don't think a lot has changed. Of course, he's been asked to play wide a few times earlier on and provide more chances, but now he's more in and around the box. Of course, we played with 2 up with him and Rashi against the PSG now, and they might form a very nice partnership together, the 2 of them, because I wouldn't like to be a defender having them 2 running at me. We need Rom facing the goal and not back to goal.